Bo Phillips.
Hey, how are you, brother?
Welcome to the Bob Day.
Hey, yeah, it's an
a
awesome,
good one.
beautiful day, man.
Hey, tell me, how did you get to Stillwater in the beginning? What brought you to this town?
My granddad.
Your granddad?
I couldn't drive. I was not.
And you didn't live here? You weren't raised in
No,
Stillwater?
I didn't come here until college.
Okay.
And I went up here to go to OSU, and I'd been here a few times prior to, just visiting and kind of just immersing myself in the environment. But in '95, I came up for college, and that was my introduction to all things.
And were you making
orange.
music yet when you came to Stillwater
You know,
at that point?
I'd played all my life, and me and my brothers had always played, but I'd never had taken it seriously until actually a couple of years into being here.
Oh, okay. After you'd been here a couple of years.
Yeah. I was front porch, couch picker, one of those, and you're in my shot. So anyway, I was more of a front porch couch picker, nothing seriously at all. And then a couple of years into it, I start seeing Mike and the Divide kind of doing stuff, and Ragweed was just starting to get together. And I was like, this is kind of cool.
Looks like fun.
It looks like fun, and the chicks are kind of digging it. And I was not exactly as svelte as I am today.
Well, I don't have to pass a test.
I know, yeah. And so I started, taking it a little more seriously, but not professionally by any means. But I just started, picking up the guitar more and becoming more influenced and inspired to do more with it than
Were
just.
you writing yet? Starting to write at that
I
point?
hadn't started writing until about '98, and that was when I wrote my first song. Actually, I'm relatively new, and it was for the wife, and it ended up doing it for the wedding. And let's just say the old honeymoon,
Hey,
you know what I'm talking about?
Stuck,
You know what I'm saying? And then,
I got a few of those.
I know, right? But anyway, after that, then the writing. Once you get past the first one, then you know how to do the rest of them. And it's that first one that's tough. Yeah, absolutely. And so the more you do it, the better you get. The more you see how crappy you were at it initially, and what you needed to do to make it better, make it more palatable, and make sense of it.
Kind of humbles you when you pull out the early stuff and you
Absolutely.
thought was so flawless, and you listen to it later, many years down the road, and go,
I'll be honest with you, dude. We recorded our live album in '98.
Yeah.
No. 2006. The years, they were close together. 2005 is when we recorded a live album, and I was like, you know what, we're rock stars, we got a CD, the money's gonna come in. And then we listened to it about a year or so ago, and I was like, man, I needed better friends. We were horrible, absolutely. And people were always wanting the CD. I was like, no, I'll pay you $20 if you don't have it.
Don't take that and spread it around.
And it was horrible.
Bootleg it.
But it was fun. It was a cool experience, and without that experience, I wouldn't be able to be here today. And
Steps, man.
absolutely, man. So
Steps.
all your mistakes and all your successes lead you to where you're at.
So I know you're busy, you're on tour, you're a working musician. What makes you take time out for this every year and block around it so you do not miss it?
Man, this is magic. This is not just a show. This is not just a get together. This is where a lot of people found not only their inspiration to start, but also their guidance and their idols, and the people that they look up to be the musicians or whatever art that they're into these days. And just the fact that I'm invited back, and was like, oh my God, yeah, can I come? It's not a, hey man, can you schedule this off? I make sure when they say we're doing the Gypsy Cafe, then block.
I think everybody that's booked here does that. They reach out there first and go, when is the cafe going on, so I don't book anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's a great event, and as a touring musician yourself, you don't get to see a lot of these guys a lot.
Right.
And so
this is when I get to see them and talk to them.
Absolutely.
When I'm not just playing a song with them.
Yeah.
Which happens a lot, but
which is fun.
We rarely get time just to sit and converse and talk.
Absolutely.
And tell lies to each other and laugh and not worry about music.
And so
because there's a whole other side of us that's not Chuck the musician and not Bo the musician. It's Bo and Chuck.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with that.
That sounds really good together, by the way. That's really, really good.
Quit looking at me like that.
I know. I've been watching you watching me, Chuck. But this is more than just a show. We get to play, but at the same time we get to unwind and be us. Because when we're at shows, you almost have to be something else to
be worthy of entertaining at that show.
Exactly, and to kind of be within your art. But here, you're just Chuck. I'm just Bo. Right. Those are just the guys over there. There's no pulling of rank. Everybody is just, hey man, good to see you, let's pick.
I looked at it as a chance for all the songwriters, whether I represent the songwriters that have never made it big, that have never got on a tour bus and gone on tour, but I'm still writing. I still have this driving obsession within me, and so that's kind of how I had to start looking at it. Is it like, that ain't bad, that don't make it wrong. And there's a lot more of those than there are of the people that are actually being able to make a success out of it, and they need to be supported like the people that are on the tour buses. So this is our way of saying we support you.
I mean,
wholeheartedly.
It's a mutual support as well, because a lot of there's some people who have all the ingredients together and the planets have aligned for them to be able to do major tours. Awesome, God bless them. There are some people whose craft and art is more in the writing, and without the writers, you know, the big time tour guys are not going to be successful either.
And it's a weeding out, or not a weeding out, but it's a sifting process where it takes 100 writers interacting with each other for months at a time to have that one song kind of fall out of that is really special enough to move on, or a writer or writers to join up and move, and it takes that giant circle.
Absolutely.
Of those.
Well, it's kind of like photography. You know, they say that a good photographer, you'll take 12 to 20 shots for every one that you end up keeping, and that may be a small number, in fact. You know, we may write, either collectively or individually, tens, maybe hundreds of songs before the gem pops out. And it's not necessarily that the other ones are not good, they're just not good for that moment.
It's just that we don't want anybody else to hear them.
Exactly. You should see the things I sing in the shower. Well, you know. I'm sorry.
Bo Phillips.
Good to see you, brother.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.